September ALC meeting. But beforehand, let's do bucket fills and something good that's going on in our lives. What's good?
I got to do a listing presentation with Tony Sarempa, and I called Amy about it. Not here right now, but it was really interesting, and it was a great learning opportunity for me as a younger agent, seeing someone who's been doing it for 20-some years.
What did you reference him to though?
Yeah. So if you want to know, I referenced him to John Elway. If you guys know who John Elway is, he's a great quarterback. And Tony was doing the fourth quarter drive like John Elway, and it was just cool to watch his presence and kind of experience and confidence and how we all have stuff to learn. And he was just really good at what he did. And to be honest, we still haven't had the listing signed yet, but I think we have a good spot and a good chance. So it was just a really good learning opportunity to learn from Tony.
Awesome. It was so funny because when he called and I was like, don't ever say that to his face. So I was like, now that he's not in here, I could be like John Elway, like he's John Elway
John Elway.
of like real estate. All right, what else? What else is good?
I'd like to bucket fill Jason for helping me out. We had a couple of listing presentations and the printers were down, but his was working.
I told you how to set up a printer.
And so he printed like 200 and some sheets for us. It was great.
It was two, you were doing market analysis, right?
Yeah.
He was just printing out these two market analysis. Each one had 140 pages on it. It's like, God,
I know, that's a conversation in itself, but that's another day.
Can we talk about this and your new market analysis? Okay, we talked about that already. All right, what else? What else is good?
So I had a house in Eden Prairie, that needed to get sold. I listed it for 1-1, and this is just an encouragement to do open houses. I did 3 open houses there. The first open house I did, a buyer came through, then showed it.
Can you talk up a little bit? I don't know why I can't hear today.
It's the thing going off right now.
Oh,
The air's on full blast.
So, the buyer came through and, then came back and showed it and wrote an offer, and we went through inspection. It fell through, which was super fun. Put it back on the market and did another open house. The buyer came through, showed it with their agent, wrote an offer. That one was too low, so that didn't work out. And I did a third open house. Buyer came through, showed it the next day with their agent, wrote an offer. We put it together. It's pending. Went just all the way past inspection. I mean, didn't even do one. So it was pretty cool to see that. And I was super excited to go tell the dessert. So I walked into their office. I'm going to bucket fill them now. I walked into their office and I was like, I got that one sold because they showed it. You know, I tried to get them to buy it, but that didn't work. If it came to an open house, maybe it would have
you're like,
I walked into their house and I asked them like, hey, how about that monster place you had out in Loretto for like, what was that listed for? 2.4. Yeah, 2.4. Oh yeah, we had 7 showing, showed it in the first day, sold it in the first day. Yeah, gone. That's amazing. That is super.
And that was a really cool house though.
2.4 in Loretto.
It was the video.
Yeah.
The video did it. It was the
It
video.
was something.
I mean, come on, selling a luxury house in a day in Loretto. I mean, it's not like.
You're like, yeah. Do this with us. What else? What else is good? I know there's other good things happening right now.
Home starts weekend.
It does.
It does.
Okay.
For weekend, I have one in White Meadow. Up in Indiana.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of opportunities. Obviously, if you have a builder that you have, I definitely recommend it. Great. Talk about open houses. And I hope to get to a point in my career where literally I can work 2 great homes and that's it.
Yeah.
Or 5. That'd be great. Holiday.
Awesome. Awesome. Two more good things.
Yeah, I made a living wage last month, thanks to my partner Colleen. I just want to shout out to Colleen for taking me under her wing and helping me and dragging me along to all the meetings and all the stuff.
And gold now.
And bold now.
Yeah. Awesome. Super cool. One more.
I just got back from 8 days at the cabin.
Ah,
Went to Madeline Island for a day. It was lovely. I worked half the time we were up there, but it was at the cabin.
Well, I'm gonna bucket fill Rachel, even though it has nothing to do with work. It actually is super cool part of Keller and like our culture, right? So Rachel's husband has been coaching my daughter in tennis, and the change in her as a player has been absolutely incredible. And I want to thank you for allowing your husband to go play tennis with my daughter on Saturday night on a holiday weekend. As I show up, I'm like, Tim, what are you doing here on Saturday? He's like, I don't have anything else to do at 5:30 on Saturday. And I was like,
My friends, he's like, I'm gonna go teach tennis. I'm like,
he's like, I'm gonna go play tennis with Paige. But it has been like truly game changing for her because she's had multiple different tennis players or tennis coaches, and he's been remarkable. So thank you for sharing his time with my daughter, because she truly appreciates it and has had bad days. She's like, it's not like when I play with Tim. I was like, pretend you're playing with Tim. So thank you for that. And I think it's just showing it's not just about real estate here. I was talking to her one day about tennis, and she's like, hey, my husband played, and connected them. So it's more than just work here in this market center, which I truly appreciate. Yeah.
I wanted to thank the office for feeding into bold. That this really was a game changer and really awesome. So thank you all at the office.
John made the decision on that one.
That was my call. Have we done all of them?
No, so speaking of that, we have 5 spots still left.
Oh my God.
And well, we're probably gonna put a deadline on that at some point in time, just so that we can get the people in there. Right now, it's filling up already. I think there's only about 30 or 40 spots left in Bold, which seems like a lot, but when you have, what is there, like 10 market centers or something like that, that are kind of feeding into that Bold. And again, if you're wondering what we were talking about, the market center for the first 10 people that register is putting in $400, and then the cost for you is $399. So again, if it's something that you feel like your business is not where it should be or you want it to be, I highly recommend signing up for it. And the dates are behind me. Look at that, Lydia. And first step to Bold, no matter what, you can go to just as a free. I wouldn't sign up there. I'd sign up prior to that, but that's September 24th. And then it starts October and every week after that for, I believe, 6 weeks. Do we have questions around Bold?
Looks like 5.
Or 5?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, there's
5.
6 weeks total.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
first
yep,
step.
yep. Any questions around Bold? Who's still thinking about signing up, or who signed up? Okay, we've got, I think there's 7 of us, because we count as leadership, so there's 7 of us. So we really have 5 spots left, and truly I would take advantage of it. Or if you know someone that should take advantage of it, or you know someone outside of this market center, they can go too. It doesn't have to be a Keller agent. If it's someone that you know that's talked to you and they've been struggling or kind of wanting to up the ante in their business, send them our way and we'll get them signed up. All right. September training calendar. We've got a lot of fun stuff actually. So we have AI, the playbook, which I will be teaching, correct? So I'll be teaching that next Tuesday. We'll also be doing some AI stuff in the team meeting on the 10th. So you might want to come to the Tuesday training so that you don't feel left behind in some of the other AI stuff. If you are looking at your emails and opening them on Sundays, I have been sending out 2 Sundays in a row, the AI challenge. And it's not just like, oh, fun, just do this. It actually works, you guys. AI is not going away. AI is also not going to be the thing that lead generates for you necessarily, but you do need it. Jose, we talked about this, and I had you look up your name, like Spanish-speaking real estate agent, to see where you fall and who it recommends. What were your results, Jose? And you were like one of the top agents in the like metro area in regards to units, volume, everything. And what did it show you?
I did not come up. And then actually there is an agent in Minnesota who she is the top Spanish speaking agent in the US. She did not pop up well. up. So there were like 2 or other 3 agents that popped up and I'm like, they're not us.
Well, they're neither, none of them are top agents, but the difference is they're working the other side of it, right? Because they're getting recommended because of the things that they're doing online. So I'm not just sending that out, and if you follow us on Instagram, it's showing you what you do every single day on our Instagram story, besides 3 days that I left my computer at the office over the long weekend, and I couldn't get logged into my automatic, like, posting site. But it'll say what you're gonna do, and it literally takes, I don't know, Alex, you did it, and then you posted about it, and it was super cool. I really like the bread making part on the funny description of you, but it doesn't take much. It takes 5 minutes to put it in there and then you can do with it what you want. So has anyone found it helpful at all? Or is anyone doing it? 3 people. Okay, cool. Well, if you are doing it, you actually are also put in a drawing for $100. So you have a 33% chance of winning. And if Candy's the other one, she's leadership. So you really have a 50% chance. So I'm really glad to the 2 people that read my email from the beginning, because you're most likely going to get $100. So there it is. Anyways, that's going to be AI and it's not going away. We're going to be talking about it a lot. So you can either ignore it or you can embrace it. Ask the Broker on the 16th. It's the things we knew and we forgot, which is a lot, let me tell you. So anything, again, if you have questions, you're like, oh, I can't remember that on the purchase agreement. I can't remember that on this. I don't know if I'm supposed to do this with the seller's disclosure. Show up to that. Kevin always has some really great information. Team meeting, David McGee is coming in for our team meeting on the 17th. If you don't know who that is our office attorney. He is an incredibly intelligent human being. And his, I would say, is not like, I mean, he is actually really enjoyable to listen to versus some attorneys that just kind of spit information at you. So he's gonna bring stuff that has to do with everything real estate. So if you have any questions and you want factual information that you can or cannot potentially be sued on, he'll be able to talk to you about it. So that is on the 17th. We also have our R&R that day. Do we know where that is yet? Not yet. So that is TBD, but it is gonna be a good one.
Can I put a suggestion of where it should be?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So my family friends, they own Bacho and they just opened a sister location under Bacho, kind of where like Joanne Fabrics kind of used to be to the left of it.
Yeah.
It's called Forked. Much more reasonable than like Bacho prices. And
Yeah.
pizza, their wings, their sliders, they're really good. I went to like their soft opening, great bar menu, all the things. It's like it's just right across the street. Champs.
Yes.
Yes.
Right next
Okay.
to it, yeah.
It's like Bacho.
Not Baccio?
It's Bacho. It's Bacho.
So that event on the 17th will be at Port, right across.
It's new businesses. It's just across
It's the owners of Bacho, right?
It's the owners, Bob and Jill Tinsley. Created.
Okay, all right, awesome. Well, we now have a place for that, and that's usually 4 to 6.
You could throw like a rock.
4 to 6. Or longer, yeah.
All right, career night. So we have another career night coming up. Kevin's gonna be doing that. Really career day, isn't it? It's like 4 to 6 or 4 to 5. So if you know anyone that's interested in real estate, this is a great opportunity for them. I believe we do have an invite for that. So that'll all be sent out to you in the team meeting recap. I mean, we've got great movies this month. And then we have First Step to Bold starting on the 24th. So are we switching that week? Okay, so switching the 23rd, we are going to be doing team meetings. I know, take a deep breath. Everyone's gonna freak out because it's change. We're gonna be doing our team meetings on Tuesday, the 23rd and the 30th this month. And then all of October is going to be Tuesday team meetings because we believe that Bold is that important. And plus I'm going to be there and we don't necessarily have the capability to fill all of our team meetings for 6 weeks without me being here. So those 6 weeks will be on Tuesdays. When are our team meetings starting when Bold starts? Tuesday, still at 11 o'clock. So we'll also send that out, change that in your calendar. The 30th, we have business planning here. So that's gonna be in place of team meeting, but going longer. It's free this year, because it's not a regional event. So a lot of you are like, oh, I don't want to go to business planning because I have to pay $50. I don't feel like I need to do that. It's going to be here, it's going to be free, and it's gonna, a great opportunity for you to take a look at what your numbers are so far this year and where we're going next year. I will also send out what that's gonna look like and kind of each topic that will be part of that. Those will be October 1st, and then we have our lead gen workshop, which is the 6 CE credits for $40. Again, I highly recommend you going to this. Why? I looked up everyone's Google account, and most of you don't even have Google reviews. Okay, so this is a workshop. You go there, he teaches it, he shows you, then you do it, and you get 6 credits of CE for $40. Like, it's a win all around, right? And you can actually get your Google account up and running. And then the third part, or the second part of that, is actually how you can generate leads that way. So unless you have an amazing account and you're just crushing the Google world, you should be there. And guess what? This feeds into AI, everybody. Like, if you have a great presence here, it feeds into whoever is coming up in San Jose. Right?
Are we gonna run the Zoom here or no Zoom?
You'll run the Zoom on your own if you're registered there, and there will be no CE for that.
Okay, you gotta go to it for the.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep. So I think it's actually more expensive to actually do Zoom and you get no CE credit. So I say just wear your pajamas there if that's a really big deal.
And just 3.
No,
It's not 6, right?
And I'll show up in my
it's
pajamas
it's
accordingly.
it's 2 different courses, so it's 3 and 3.
There's lunch.
And there's lunch.
Then I could probably do it.
We became super intentional about a year ago about our Google platform, and we have signed luxury listings because of our Google business page and because of the reviews that we have. And even though I feel like we're doing pretty well, like I've had people say, I Googled top realtor near me and you showed up, and that's how we got the appointment. So even though we're getting results, like our operations team and myself are still growing because I do keep this more and more enhanced, and I struggle to get CE done. So it's pretty hard.
Well, and you have people on your team, I mean, like Brittany crushed getting reviews for your, I mean, there was a goal for getting reviews for your team.
Yeah, they both did. It was a joint effort. But yeah, I think we're over 400.
Nice. And guess what? Sometimes it's not always your clients that are giving you the Google review. It can be vendors. It could be your mom. Like, no one knows it's your mom. Like, it can be anybody, right? Like, just start sending them out. Like, it works.
Kat sent an email to me and asked me to review.
I reviewed.
Yeah,
So I did because she sent me an email.
There's also really simple, kind of stupid stuff that you can do that increases your Google profile. Like every listing, we take images and you save them to your desktop and you write a description about the image and then you upload it. Because the description of the image is actually what Google reads, and they add that to the back end of your profile. So there's like stupid, simple stuff that is not hard that I'm sure they'll cover in that training, plus a bunch of stuff that I'm sure we're not.
So if you didn't sign up, you should.
They will probably cover it in this training, but like don't have too many in one day, because then you get flagged to like only reach out to like
I
5
think it's a
people.
robot giving you reviews.
Yeah, so like don't reach out to everyone in one day. And I was gonna say pictures, like if the review has a photo, it's more.
Awesome. Any questions around that?
Just Grace signing up and fully deep.
Oh, I love that. I love
We're
conversation.
not competitive in here.
Not at all. Not at all. All right, next. Holiday party. It is the 4th of December, which is a Thursday. Put it in your calendar. It is really fun. We have some cool things that are going to be there this year. I guess a cool thing besides all of us. I know that everybody enjoyed the party last year. I know that some people went way past the time frame and got to know each other a little bit better and had some fun. But we also had those pictures that I think everyone truly enjoyed. I see them up on people's offices and whatnot. But so this year we'll have something different that you get to take home from the party. So make sure that you don't miss it. Put it in your calendar before you get invited to everybody else's holiday parties. Questions around this? And it's a way for us to be able to appreciate you and all the hard work that you're doing this entire year. Family reunion. Okay, so I've said it multiple times, right, on how important this is. I'm pretty sure I almost have the ALC all going if I can find the right venue for us to have an awesome dinner. Yes, that was the prerequisite, right? Was, I mean, if you can find like a cool dinner spot or some fun things to do, we'll go. I'm like, okay, got it. But you know what that means to me is it's actually not just what you're going to learn there, right? Like they all learned something there. It was awesome last year, and anyone that went, I know we had some people go for the first time. Some of the fun about all of it is being able to hang out with the people in this office and talk about what you learned. And like actually like put it into place, like what are you gonna do with it? And then get to learn them on a different level, whether you're gonna help them with open houses or just gain insight when you have an issue in the business. So family reunion, I do believe it's like 45 days or 40 days and the price goes up. I don't know what it's gonna go up to, but I would sign up now. And the other piece is there's only 4 hotels, and I actually have not checked this week, that they have at the discount. And those are gonna fill up really quick, because usually there's like 8.
I think two of them were already full.
Great, so there's 2 hotels at the discount. So again, I'm not like, go run now, do it, but kind of go run now, do it, because otherwise you're gonna have to find an Airbnb or a hotel that might not be discounted. And you can't get the discount until you're signed up for the actual family reunion, because it comes in an email to you. Yeah.
What hotel are you at?
Does it give that a, what's it called? The West.
Yesterday,
The West End.
showed all 4.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yesterday?
No, it showed all 4 yesterday.
Oh, good.
The West End. Yeah.
It's Saturday to Tuesday?
Yes, it is Saturday to Tuesday. And the agenda for Saturday, though, I'm just gonna tell you, is the CEO Summit. That is actually an extra cost. So if you fly in later on Saturday, that's okay. Because it actually starts, family reunion starts on Sunday. So it's Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So it has the agenda the 21st through the 24th, but Saturday is the CEO Summit. And you can go to the CEO Summit, but it's another $5.99. It's like 4 different speakers that usually speak that time with Jay and Gary. So just FYI, when you're looking at flights. Also, it's what, the first 10 people that sign up, there's another 500. I mean, we want you to go to these things that we're giving away money, people. We want you to do AI and we're giving away money. Like, people don't just give away money unless they think there's their value in it for your business, right? So first 10 people are going to go into a drawing and they get $500 to whatever they want towards family reunion, the hotel, the flight, but it has to be towards family reunion. So go sign up and be a part of that drawing, because after the 10, you're on your own. I just signed up. Woohoo! They're like, everybody's gonna. Any questions around family reunion? I can guarantee you will learn something. It'll grow your business and you will absolutely have fun. Did we have fun? Did we have fun last time? We had a lot of fun, actually. I don't even know all the fun that some other people had, but we had fun. As they're just chuckling over here. All right, next. Oh, it's us. It's the ALC meeting. Look, I just, buzzed some time off the calendar. So, if you've never been to this, it's our ALC. It's the top 20% get asked to be on the Agents Leadership Council. So this is a business discussion about the Market Center and also about their businesses, where they're at. Again, it is a huge ask to come up here and share your goals, where you're at, and what your progress is. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so great, and either way, it's always stressful. So when they're sharing this, make sure at the end of it, we are thanking them either one-on-one, clapping, and also just realizing that it's a really tough place to be. And they're doing this to help us as a market center, and you can see what their businesses look like. So do I hear a motion to start the ALC meeting? Second. Awesome. We also have a book every year, which they absolutely love. But this year it's The Mountain Is You, and I've suggested this book to multiple different people that have, I think, reluctantly enjoyed it. But it's a really great book. So we break it down into each month, and we talk about kind of the ahas. So who wants to start with their ahas from the reading? And the reading this month was page 179 through 200.
I'll go. I just had a couple of lines that stood out to me. Little things done repeatedly and over time become the big things. And then inspiration can be misleading. Big dreams not backed by strategic plans are big flops waiting to happen. I just really think principles like consistency beat inspiration.
I think that those two things are really interesting because little things over time have a big impact, and that can be good or bad, right? So choosing not to do something over time has a huge impact, and then choosing to do something over time can have just as big or larger impact. I mean, vice versa, right? Like, I think about not lead generating or not going to the gym. Like, it all has impact. Whatever your decision is, it's just that small moment of time, for sure. He likes to get his out of the way real quick. Like, he's like, I'm good.
Nobody else, you know.
I had a couple of different pages, but one that really stood out to me that is something I'm working on right now is the first step to becoming your most powerful self is to literally envision that person. Don't take yourself out of your current context either. Begin to ask yourself, what would the most powerful version of me do right now? What would they do with this day? How would they respond to this challenge? How would they move forward?
That one in for a hot second.
I appreciate that it's not just like the line about don't take yourself out of your current context, like be where your feet are, but also where do you like, keep your mindset focused on where you want.
That's the only thing that Alyssa can change, right? Is like, how should I be, like, taking a second step back. What else?
I got one here. Paragraph says, when you're clear on what your principles are, you build your life from a genuine, healthy place. Start working towards goals that support what you do and with not what you want to experience. That will make you the calmest and happiest version of yourself. I think of that like setting principles as to like what types of clients I'm willing to work with. There's a lot of sketchy people in commercial real estate, if I'm going to be 100% honest. And they like to bend the rules, and I have set some principles for myself that I don't have those types of people, or working on certain types of assignments, just learning over the years what has worked and what hasn't worked, and what's been a complete waste of my time. I think setting principles for yourself, what types of projects you want to work on is important to use of your time.
Well, and usually those people, no matter what monetarily, it's not worth it in the first place. I think a lot of times you make those decisions, you're like, yeah, but it's a paycheck. It either ends up you getting sued, or you work harder, or your mental space, like, it's actually not worth it at all. Awesome. Birthday boy down there wanna pipe up?
It's very similar to what Royce was saying. I mean, it's like your principles are your guidelines for both personal life and work life, right? And a principle is a fundamental truth that you can use to build the foundation of your life. A principle is not an opinion or a belief, which is the key part there. A principle is a matter of cause and effect, which there's like a lot of this, even in the beginning part of the reading, is very emotional things, a lot of feelings and things like that. But I like how the end is kind of based on principles and the foundation that allows us to then have feelings, beliefs, but you gotta have a good foundation of principles.
When it comes to the part that I like, it's gonna go with what Beth said. It's about being powerful people. We came in and we'll talk about control. I like to have control of things, which can be a problem, but in this sense, it's good. It says powerful people are not delusional and are aware of their strengths. So that's where sometimes we have to learn to let go of some things. And then also where our weaknesses are so that we can allow, so that we can move with ease. There are things that we're not good at. We need to know that. The extra time to go ahead and take that challenge or whatever it is on. Also willing to be disliked, act on purpose, and live for legacy and not for the moment. So the moment that, when you're living for the moment, it says it there. So live for legacy, not for moment. And then the last thing that I'll say is do your inner work. Kind of like thinking through those things, like what do I need to work on so that I can be the best version of myself?
Awesome. Reading this, are you implementing, is kind of a live question for everyone, because I think we can read books, right? And you can read a ton of books, and if you take nothing from it and implement it into your life, right? It's like, it just is another book that you read on a shelf. Are you implementing any of these things into your life? I know Bethany kind of mentioned a little bit, Jose, you did. Or is it more reassurance, or maybe both, right, of things that you're already doing?
I would say it's both. There's things that sometimes things that you know, and you forget that you need to focus on that. And then at the end of this, and then a lot of things are just reassurance of, okay, I'm doing the right things. But it's really good. It's a good reminder. I don't think it's anything like mind blowing, but it's things that we know that we necessarily might not be putting into practice.
I think when you have the mindset of you want to be a high achiever, it's really hard to ever feel like you're satisfied or yeah. And there's this, I've had this constant like feeling of forever. And we're outpacing last year and today, like, but I will also say like I'm working harder than I have in a long time. And I reflect on this summer and I really did not get a lot of fun this summer. Like the most time I took off was when I had surgery, and even then I was putting out fires for our team. And I kind of had this like wake up call over Labor Day weekend where I went like, okay, September is my reset month and I'm going to prioritize things, and those happen, nothing else can happen. And granted, I won't be in, but I think it's just the act of discipline of going like, I am the reason. Like I can't blame it on anyone else. Like I'm the reason certain things, I'll say this even though knowing this is important. I've babied some of my agents where they come to me all the time to help them answer every question, or I haven't set clear expectations in other areas, where I've just said like, oh, well, I have to go handle this for a client first before going to the gym. Well, I never make it to the gym if I don't go first. So training myself to what that section just said, like, how does the best, most powerful version of me show up? It's not letting other people on my calendar.
Well, and when that person shows up, everything else falls into place. Because like when you're not your best self, it feels like everything's falling apart all of the time, no matter what, right?
I think I agree with you in the long term. I think it's gonna be messy for a while. I think I'm gonna disappoint myself. I had someone call me this morning and I said, here's what you need to do first, and I will have a conversation with you. Like, these are the activities you learn how to do this on your own, and then I will be. That's an agent on my team, and it probably really took them off, and I am really okay with that.
So you're welcome to be this fight.
Sometimes.
Yes,
Then other times I feel
Maybe.
really good.
Actually, let me ask you this. I was thinking about it. This is something.
Accountability right now. That's related.
I think this will be. No, I think this will
Stop
be-
asking me questions in front of everybody.
I think this will be good. How do you balance? So like, I know I struggle with this. How do you balance with, wanting to, be better, wanting to improve, constantly working yourself, and then also knowing that you are doing a good job?
I don't. It's something I've had to learn because we have a team, because other people that way more than I do. So it's like, I have to remember, like I called my most veteran agent yesterday and I apologize. I missed her work anniversary. She's been with 5 years. And I was like, I am so sorry that I didn't make a bigger deal out of this. And
here's how we're gonna celebrate this month. And she's fine. Like, I don't think she actually cares much. But some people that probably could have caused. Well,
Like, okay, all right, moving on. So now the next thing that we do is we go through numbers. So essentially it's what the goal was, what they hit, and then where they're at. Who wants to start?
I'll rip the Band-Aid. Dials, so I keep going back and forth on my focus for dials and contacts, but dials, the focus was 1,000 hit 367, and that was even.
Did you switch this? Is this team or is this you? Remember you said,
But I think I need to shift it again. I think it's.
okay. Okay,
And that's even with Green on and ISA.
okay,
So,
so this is you individually.
I'm not 100% sure our CRM will need to be, so I'm not sure how many contacts I made, but I would say of those 367, probably a fourth were actually contacted. Then our appointment goal was 25. We hit 15. Our contract, now we're at team number. Our contract goal was 19. We hit 12. Our closing goal was 14. We closed 8. Our GCI goal was 172, 836, 7. And our pocket goal, we probably missed by about 40,000.
Okay, so, earlier, you're outpacing where you were last year. So tell us a little bit about those goals, because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In regards to where you hit them versus, did you increase your goal by that much this year, right? Because those numbers seem to be like you wouldn't be outpacing necessarily. So tell us a little bit more about that.
So my intention going into the year, which we're getting obviously business planning, and business planning is always so interesting because you have to base your budget, or at least how I do it, is I base my budget off of previous year's production. And then your goal is to grow, whether that's in unit count, agent count directly influences unit count, etc. My intention at the beginning, well, at last year's business planning, was to grow our agent count by 10 agents. And instead we actually slid back by 3. And now I'm kind of changing our format where I'm not just hiring individual agents, I'm also hiring showing assistants. That shifts things and my attention. And our current people are being even more. So at this point, like, we're currently closed in pending at 1,260,000. And last year we ended the year at 1.5. So we should surpass last year as long as they keep tracking the way they are. Obviously I don't have for our pending actives, but we have a lot of signed contracts right now. So which I also track. So if everything we have signed right now closed by end of year, we'd be at 1.
Anyone else have anything to say about those numbers or on to? No.
Okay. When it comes to dials, 110 was the goal. I hit 131. Contacts 50, 64. That was the actual. Appointments 22. Actually scheduled 22 appointments. That doesn't really happen. And then contracts 12. Got 11 on the contract. Closed units. Goal was 10. That's 4 units. CI goal was 62,000. The actual was 36,000.
So tell us a little bit about your business this year and where you're at with those, you know, I mean, because you hit your appointment. Sometimes those appointments don't turn in right away to business, for the other goals that you have.
When it comes to the appointments are good. We haven't had a problem with the appointments. The problem that we've had is a lot of people have to wait to be able to buy, and we have to put a lot of legwork. Sometimes it can take 3 months, 6 months, a year for our clients to be ready to start shopping and selling. comes to, right now, we do have a lot of lead contract, where we're ready to go. We actually have 10 pending, for, everything closes, that'll be good. It feels, this as it's feeling now, like what spring should have felt like. So we're trending in the right direction. I think we're probably gonna end up short of last year, which is gonna be, I don't like every year the goal is to do at least a little bit better. But I understand that there are things outside of my control, everything with, the whole, there's been a lot.
Yeah.
But I feel good.
And you're still doing the activity. We've
I'm still
increased some
doing
of the
activities.
activities. Cool. I mean, I want for them to know, because you say we, right?
Yep.
And I think some people don't know exactly who's on each team and who's doing what. Who's taking those 22 appointments each month? So, I mean, when you're like, oh man, appointment a week, or right, or like 2 appointments a week, you're taking all 22 of those appointments. And if you know Jose, you see it from in the morning until, I mean, the office is closing and people are still coming in that he's meeting. And he's doing that and 22 is quite a bit.
Well, and he does a great job of following the process so that you can do that many appointments, because they almost all come to you.
Yep.
Like, you're not meeting them at a coffee shop, you're not showing them houses, or, you know what I mean? Like, I just think of times in my career, and even now sometimes, where I try to like make it easy on the client, and then I'm not skating.
What
I think you only take appointments here.
Like, I only take appointments here. The only reason why I leave, so I take appointments here, the closings are here. So, like, the only reason I leave the office is if I have a listen. That's it. Leave my office.
Jose,
How
when you
much
bring them
time
in
you
for like a
can
buyer
save in
rep
your day.
meeting,
Yep.
can you tell us like a high level?
He is the penthouse in the corner.
You got the big one. Can you go through like high level on your buyers rep meeting here and kind of what is the main, obviously, you know, we all do it a little bit differently, but can you tell us a little bit about yours? Because that's incredible, 22.
So you say like what I go over in the appointment?
In your buyers rep, I mean, obviously establishing timeline, establishing what they're looking for.
Yep.
And then is it, I'll let you take it, kind of what is your flow of that?
Yep.
Here at the office?
I mean, with a client, I give them about 5 minutes just to kind of chit chat. You know, let's get to know each other, because I don't. So let's start from the beginning. So a client calls me, I have a questionnaire, list of questions that I ask, either me.
Wait,
or
can we
my
stop for a
assistant.
second? Did you just hear him? He said the client calls me. Because how many inbound leads do you get a week?
5 to 10.
Where are they mostly coming from?
From referral. And so I have a questionnaire, and I'm gonna ask every client the exact same question. I use a program called CISU, and then when we put them in there, it's gonna create a task for my team and I. And creates a task for my team, because I'm an agent, I'm supposed to be talking to the clients, I'm not good at follow-up. So any task that need to be done, I need someone to tell me that I need to do those tasks. That's the way that I run my business. So I fill out the questionnaire, or if I'm in a meeting, I have my assistant call them, fills out the exact same questionnaires. I review that when the client shows up, kind of chit chat, get to know them, ask them, hey, you know, like, just getting to know, right? I take about 5 minutes for that, and then I go over the questionnaire. So you're looking in this area, you're looking in this is your price range. This is like your job history. A lot of my clients, I have to do a lot of coaching of like, what is your situation like, right? So then after, so talk to them, that probably takes another 5-10 minutes. Then I'll talk about the home buying process, what it looks like from beginning to end. We'll go over it. I have 8 don'ts, things that everybody should not do from the moment that we meet until we close.
We'll go buy a car.
Don't buy a car, that kind of thing. And then also go over the credit history. 35% of your credit is making your payments on time. Payment history. 30% of your credit is keeping your credit card balances low. Don't go over 30%. If you do that, credit could be impacted 50 points. And then you go from being approved to not being approved, or you know, maybe now you have to work for another 3 months.
Do you have them approved after they come in or before they come in?
So when they come in, so this is where I make it easier.
He's like
and
a one-stop shop for his clients.
My clients only actually meet the lender. They don't meet the lender. So they come here and what they do is we fill out their application, the lender's application here. And part of the questionnaire. No, I have them fill it out. But
Different, we're gonna skip over some of the
So
things
my
that
lender-
Jose helps his clients do.
my lender gets the application in the moment I meet with them. So that way we can get them to the next step. Because what I end up, because of the volume that I do, what I ended up seeing was a lot of people weren't filling out and weren't reaching out to the lender. So we get them and then the lender will follow up with them or not, but, meeting them in person, that'll meet them in person.
Is your lender Spanish speaking as well?
No. Because I haven't had the best luck with that. So then the lender and I talk, or we talk with the client, and then I make sure that the communication is what I want it to be. But, and again, that's part of the control thing, but I've had a lot of bad experiences where I said, no, I'm gonna take control of that.
Because it's I mean, your client's a pretty sensitive subject from beginning to end of like, how do you get them a lot of
And,
times.
and if the lender's just something that I don't like, I go over and I explain it and I put it in a way where they're gonna understand.
I think a huge takeaway is you focus on one thing,
Yep.
truly one thing. I mean, I've tried to even break you out of getting price points higher and all, and your focus is here. And that's why you over time have built referrals coming in 5 to 10 a week, right? Like anyone he works with, he is the only person they would work with and refer to, right? So I'm like, and you.
When I say my goal, this is what I'm gonna do, that's what I'm gonna do. 365 days out of the year. I'm not gonna look at anything. Now, when I wanna change, I'm gonna create a game plan. I'm gonna change the vision, and let's say I'm gonna change the team and I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna create that, and until that day comes, I will not change what I'm doing. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, 9, I'm gonna do whatever the game plan is.
5-ish. You're
5-ish.
right.
I've been better this year.
Yeah.
I've been really good.
All right.
And
What's
then the
next?
buyer rep, actually. So then I go over the buyer rep at the end.
I can go next. Let's see, my goal is 110 reach outs. I hit around 115 for reach out to people. Goal is to connect and have a meaningful conversation with them about real estate. Hit 55 for that. Appointments goal is 18. We did 19, so I think that's the most amount we've ever done for this year. Was 19. Goal was 16. We're able to see that I think behind last. That's part of the curve last month for that. Contracts, 13 is the goal, we did 9. Closed units, goal is 12, we did 10. We did hit our GCI goal though, and our profit goal was 12. So
Wait, what did you say your close was the goal?
closed goal is 12.
So you hit your GCI goal. It was 10.
And for you, your actual goal per month, beginning of the year was 11, but there was a gap, so you switched that, right?
Correct, yes.
And I mean, you kind of changed that tactic of like, you had the spots and now that's what they look at. Like, again, it's like focusing on that. And that's a point of conversation. I know you're not in with Alex and I anymore, but like every single time Alex brings it and he's like, I think we're ahead. I was like, no, you're still behind 3. But they know the gap, right? So that they're still hitting that unit. All right, who's next?
I can go. So my dial goal, I had a goal of 110. I only did 51 this month. Contact goal was 25. I did 13. Appointment set was 5. I ended up doing 3 contracts. My goal was 4. I did 3. Closed units. My goal was 2. I did 3. And my GCI goal was 30,000 for the month. I did 60,000 for 30. Reason why I was behind a lot on my dials and contacts this month, I've been going after pretty large portfolios, and that's been taking up a big chunk of my time. Preparing for that presentation, and then I'm going under contract on one, I think this week. We've been doing a lot of underwriting on that, going through and prepping through all that stuff.
See, my dials goal was, 4,075. Actual was 2,295. Contacts goal was 437.5. Actual, 316.
437.5.
Just how it was.
Oh, well, okay.
Just divided by 12 and entered the number. Appointments goal is 20. I hit that right at 20. Contracts goal 11.43. Well short of that, which was 4 last month. Closed units goal is 8. I hit that with 8. GCI goal 88,000. I was short of that with just over 61,000. Profit goal 60. I was short of that.
Awesome. And then who makes up your team and who's going on those appointments, just so that people know?
The
And those are your calls and your dials, not, okay.
Those are my calls, my dials, appointments. GCI and closed units are mine and with the staff.
Awesome. Any questions? I'm kind of now, we only have about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go over the market center stuff, market center goals, and we had a really, really awesome month, number one. But I don't know if you guys remember some of the things that we talk about. A lot of the things we talk about is productivity, right? So for us, that's the number one thing, because what our productivity is and the percentage of productivity means how many of you are putting money into your pocket to do whatever you want, right? Fund your family, fund your life, build your wealth. And it's been one where that's been a struggle for us for some time, what that productivity looks like. And our goal is always 50%. And last month, so this is all for July, we had 46% of our agents in productivity, which I think that might be the highest. We might have hit 48% one month, but it's on an upward trend. Yeah.
What's productivity? What is it? Like,
How
where's
many
that at?
agents are actually closing deals that
So
month?
if
right?
it goes to one
Contract,
deal,
writing a
you're
contract.
considered productivity.
Well, that,
You're doing,
Writing.
oh, it's writing, which is essentially closing because no one puts their stuff in before it's closed.
It is, it's
So
both.
I'm like, it's one and the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It kind of is, because.
one
when you submit
contract,
your
you
commission tax-
consider you being productive.
correct. Productivity. Yeah, yep,
What's the commission gaps?
it's a mission. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what it's, that's how that gets
Which-
counted in our system.
No one puts that in right away.
So it gets,
It's literally like, oh no, I'm closing tomorrow, or it's like I closed and now I need to put it in. So
so once that,
pretty similar.
actually probably once the commission's tax approved or submitted. Probably approved.
Well, I don't approve anything until I press.
Yep, and so then it's when the commission tab gets approved, it counts as a written unit. And then as soon as we close it out, then it counts as a closed unit. So, and they're
Sorry.
usually done in the same month.
No, that's okay.
They're usually done in the same month. So that's why our written units are sometimes hard for us to totally do our forecast, because a lot of them have closed the same day.
As I was looking at the numbers, we were talking about that and I was like, oh, written, she's like, yeah, but Kami, no one puts their stuff in until it's already closed. And I was like, oh, you're right on that.
But the purchase agreement has a date on it, so.
We don't go back on that. I mean,
They
we're not
can't
sitting
see-
there.
Oh,
We close out each month, we can't go back.
It's an
to it.
automatic system, like the
I see what you're
system's
saying,
not
yeah,
reading
yeah.
the purchase agreement timeframe,
Yeah.
right? Like, that's not happening. But if you have a transaction coordinator though, they usually put that in as soon as you submit it, which you also have to submit it, but you know. But 46% is huge, right? And I think for us, it's like, we want to see 50% of you putting money into your bank account every single month, right? Because if you're not, that's a conversation we just need to have, right? Because either it's like, hey, I had some really great months, I took off that month, and not everybody closes a deal every single month, but we'd love to see that happen. So that again, like, you know, when you're like, hey, I made a living wage last month, right? We all want that for everybody. So that's a huge goal for us. Number of agents taking listings last month was 31%, which is a really, great number for us. I think that's actually higher than what most market centers are averaging or trying to get to. And then, the one thing is our GCI, right? So that's your gross commission income, and our GCI last month was 1.7, so 1,705,185. Listing percent of GCI, that was 59%. Okay, so when we talk about listings and where that money is coming from, 59% of that GCI was listings. So talking about market share and wanting to be focused on listings, well, that was a huge win last month for us. That's a really high number, which also usually means it's a larger commission amount too for listing. Another thing that we always like to share is our profit share. So last month our profit share was 7,946, which was a really nice number for us to be able to share with you guys, which obviously comes out of those numbers. And then in regards to growth, we actually net -2 last month. Yes, -2 last month. So meaning for us, our agent count is going down, which is not a positive. So any questions around that at all? Well, for this, we are at 146, but I think, is anyone in this month?
Yes, it's 146, so by the end of now, it's 147.
Our goal is to hit 150, and we have been so close so many months. And once we get over that, we're gonna have a party. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do something when we hit 150. I don't think we've been there. We've never. In the like opening of the market. We're at 140. It hasn't. We were at 149, and then it went back down to 146. Really. So feel free to
Feel free to give me any of your referrals. Let's hit that.
Yeah. We're working on it. We aren't talking about it. I think we're gonna do it this month. It'll be awesome. He just laughed at me. Thanks, John. Thanks for that vote of confidence over there.
I'm glad we did Jose.
Any other questions? Also, I don't know if anybody realizes this when we're talking about referrals, and I know we talk about referrals a lot, but if I don't talk about it and ask you for referrals, I'm not doing my job because you're my client, right? Just like you ask yours. Any capper that you bring in, and I don't think we talk about this enough, they have to be a capping agent, right? So already doing enough deals, which is usually like 2.3 million, to be a capping agent in this market center. When you bring in that capping agent and they sign up here and they become an agent here, you get what's called a disappearing cap. And I think it's what, a quarter cap every agent that you bring in and joins this market center. So if you bring 4 capping agents in a year, you pay nothing into this market center, nothing for the year. So, you might be like, oh, it doesn't matter. It actually does matter. And number 2 on that is, hopefully you care about that agent in regards to their growth, right? And you want them to be in an atmosphere that's like this, because I hope that you're happy here and you feel like it's a good supportive environment. And we don't talk about it often. So you refer them to me and we get them in here. Huge win for you. You might not ever have to pay, dime into KW Lake Minnetonka if you bring in 4 cappers a year, which can be done. It has been done with some agents. So just as a little incentive for you, I know everybody likes incentives.
Well, you're gonna be their sponsor and their capping agent.
Yep. Jacob's working on it. He's working really hard on it. Actually, he sent out 2 emails to the same agent yesterday. He's like, oh, I think I already sent her an email. He's like, have you talked to her? But every single deal he does, he sees me with that agent, and I've had some really great conversations with some of them. So it's a win to be able to have that warm introduction. So any questions around that at all? Yeah, we can do that. I can give that for what he sends out. And the intro. Yeah, the intro email that I sent. I actually shared it with Pete Collins. He wanted it yesterday because he must have that as well. So, do I hear a motion to close the ALC? Awesome. Do you guys have any questions for them at all? In regards to their business, questions for me at the market center, numbers? Yeah.
I love where they all are and years of growth, that kind of a thing, but it would be at some time, say, bottom level, where do you start? If you had, we're thinking, gonna make bank calls, then make 150 calls per day. Just, it would be kind of nice to see how started and then how you put that into the system that it could grow with, rather than just be a huge thing that then you had to manage. Those of us who are trying to create still are at the bottom trying to figure out, are we doing the right things that are gonna create momentum? Or is that something that employees, but not, that's a thing now, but
I would say, knowing them and where they started, all of them, did things that most people don't wanna do. Like, and they made either the calls or the contacts, and before even putting anything else in place, you have to be willing to do that thing first. Because I don't care what system you have in place, if you have no one to put in the system, it doesn't matter, right? And the conversation that I have, and I know that we've had, is like, you have to do the lead gen. You have to do the relationship building, right? And that's the toughest part, and then then you work up from there, because most of them didn't have a system for a long time when they were doing that. And maybe you did, because you're you. But there was an actual system in place, right? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
those very basic steps.
yeah.
I really like that question a lot. I think if we could add that to the agenda next time, because you guys are extremely different personalities and successful in very different ways, and you approached it in very different ways. That's what I get out of, going to the family reunion, or what's the other one, mega camp. Is you got a panel of very different people, and I think learning how you got started will help the agents here. Because somebody will be attracted to the way that you did it, because it's a similar characteristic in their personality as well.
I mean, if you're open to it, I can also share those graphs of like the last years of your business and where those went. You know what I mean? You should put those up too next time, if you're open to allowing us to do that.
Three of us did bold more than once. I think I've done it 12 times. I literally just threw away all my trophies. Because I was like,
You
yeah,
have them?
I did.
I'm so impressed.
And I seriously was like, why do I still have these? But I will say that you are in the place and you have the people and the tools. And the things that most of us up here, even though our businesses are different, modeled after, I would say the principles of bold and then the MREA book. Like, I remember hearing, not to mention his name, but he was very high up with KW for a long time, a massive producer in the Twin Cities, and he told me when I got into real estate, he's like, you need to read the MREA book at least 4 times a year. And I took that to heart, and I read it every quarter, and I should read it again, because honestly, there's still stuff in there that I could be learned from, but it's those principles. Like, are you making enough contacts and conversations? And I don't want to be a massive I figured out I had to go to networking events, and that's actually how I met Jess, because I've known her husband since I was in my 20s, because we'd go to this networking events. Like, you find the way that you build your database. But I had the opportunity to share at the KW Apple Valley office recently, and I shared that everyone wanted me to talk about my social media. And I was like, social media built my database, and then my database. And I think that's important to remember, and it doesn't have to be social media building your business, but what's going to build your database, and then whatever builds your database is actually what builds your business. It's a contact sport, 100%.
I built my database. And once my database was built, didn't want it afterwards. And I don't want to make 1,000 calls. So what do? I get referrals.
Then I'd say, yeah, it just comes down to building the database where it's open houses, door knocking, calling, whichever one or combination that you would get into command and build those relationships. I mean, there'd be people who would meet at an open house for one time and I'm like, you're gonna be my best friend. Because
Literally, I feel like all of your clients are your best
Oh, yeah,
friends.
they
Like, it's
are.
like, I don't even know
And
how
I'm
you
like-
have so many friends, it makes me anxious.
And they'd be just
Like-
random strangers, and it's like, that's how we built our our databases, like, if we're talking, let's be best friends, you know? And then just creating that relationship for so we all kind of build it in different ways. Essentially, meeting people, talking to them, putting them in your database, and then making sure that you're connecting with them at least once a month, but really probably.
You still have to follow up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow.
Oh, yeah. You gotta be top of mind. When they wanna buy a house, you know, you wanna make sure that they're the ones thinking of you, and there's a lot of realtors they could think of, so make sure you're money to think of.
And I think, man, you can advertise your listings on like Facebook. I built a lot of, or added a lot of people to my database. You can then provide phone number, email. Now that's who's in my database, that call. It's just one. I don't know.
Ask another agent if you can maybe do an ad for someone else's listing, right? Like, they still wanna sell that listing, so.
Getting it out to more people is beneficial to them. Yeah.
What other questions do we have, for them? All right, let's give them a round of applause. Focus of time, wants and needs if you want to, otherwise it is 10 after 12. Get those wants and needs, buyers and listings to Lydia. And she will get them out later this afternoon. Does anybody want to share any wants and needs right now? Great, send them to her and she'll have.